sense that that is how our leaders are thinking.
All right, let's move straight to our final conversation. Our final conversation, as investigations intensify regarding the loss of money by investors in the crypto bridge exchange CBEX, victims harbor faint hope of a redress. In this regard, the Federal High Court in Abuja has granted permission to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC to arrest and detain 6 promoters of CBEX following allegations of investment fraud totaling more than $1 billion. The EFCC sought the court's consent to arrest the suspects and detain them while ongoing investigations progress and charges are formulated. The suspects reportedly lured individuals to invest in cryptocurrency via the CBEX platform, promising extraordinarily high returns of up to 100%. Tony, now that the court has okayed the arrest and remand of CBEX promoters, but talk to me, is this enough to serve as a deterrent for others who promote fraudulent or platforms that they have not even investigated enough?
The court said they should arrest and detain them.
Yes.
Arrest and detain them.
Yes. I hope they are still available to be arrested.
That's right. So, and you saw the way investors invaded their office last week in Ibadan. Did you see any of them?
Yeah, no.
I don't think they're going to be around, you know. So it goes beyond this, arrest and detain. So after, assuming we see them now, assuming EFCC succeed in saying, you know, arresting and detaining them, what happened next? What these people want is for, you know, refund of their funds.
Yes.
Well, how, you don't think it's... I don't see that happening because this is not the first. It has happened over time.
Absolutely.
It has happened before, and it will definitely happen. These same people will invest. I think it's about greed. Let's first address ourselves as a people. If it happens again, if CBEX opens tomorrow, goes into operations tomorrow, they will still go. These same people will go back there. It goes back. Let's talk to ourselves first. So arresting them and detaining them, how do we get the money back to them? Because it will happen again. Let's see. Because as we're speaking now, there are still operating. And people are quietly, according to them, crashing out.
How about for people who say that, oh, we're just promoting, I didn't know that they were into fraud.
No, they can't say that because it has happened over time. You know, you can tell when you put something, you put a cover and you
that's what I'm saying. Like the promoters, the promoters
are educated. They should know.
They should know.
They should know. They can't claim.
So it's not an excuse.
Yeah, because they know. They know. They know. You should know what you're promoting now. No, let's not go there. You should know what you're promoting. You put 1 naira, you're getting 1,000. What does that tell you? Where are the differences coming from?
Absolutely.
You know, so it goes a long way. Apart from looking for the promoters of this, we should talk to investors too, because they come at the end of the day. You are going to blame government,
but also
because we have to talk to ourselves.
Can the SEC,
can the EFCC, what do you expect?
Can they be proactive?
What do you want them to do in this case?
Can they be proactive before they swindle Nigerians to go after these people? But anyway,
this question that you always ask, you see, every time I hear it, I get angry to an extent. But what can I do to you? People have a responsibility to be responsible. You are responsible for your actions and inactions. The Yorubas will say, "Somebody can forward for no."
Okay.
If they say, "Slip your hand into a furnace," will you? With your eyes widely open, it's not as if you are suffering from the ill effects of alcohol. You stretch your hand into a raging fire. Nobody does that now. Nobody, because your sanity is in place. People who are greedy, no matter how hard the EFCC works, they are going to ignore the EFCC and go for this Ponzi scheme. And don't forget, just as the SEC said earlier, some of these guys register a different line of business only could come into this. And without being registered, how do they get regulated? They know what they are doing. They are not registered with SEC. People should ask questions. People should ask questions. If you are working for a company a financial company that is not registered, and you are their promoter, whatever the security operatives do to you, you ask for it. Many of our people fell for this because some social media influencers were campaigning vigorously for these guys. So such people need to be arrested. Those social media influencers who are campaigning, who are pushing for people to do business with CBEX, they need to be arrested. Look at Taye Currency, the Fuji musician in Ibadan. He was swearing at the people who convinced him
to put his
money in CBEX. He was swearing, he said, Bakure and Esunre. Which is a way of saying, I no go die better. You know? So, our people must moderate their greed. There's no reason to say, look, EFCC can be proactive. But in a country this large, there will still be some Ponzi schemes that our people will fall for. There are many of them. Somebody told me that even on
they're still
on
Telegram,
you see a lot of them. You know, we can try. Some of those even telling people to come and borrow money and all that. There was a time that the FCCPC went after them, sealed their offices and all that. But our people, what do we do about the greed of our people? The holy books preach against greed. The holy books warn about the consequences of greed. But our people, you see them, they wear beautiful dresses. On Sunday, they are going to church. They speak in tongues, but they don't imbibe what the holy book preaches. They are not prepared. It's just that money. And these guys have a way of, it's just like luring somebody into the lion's cage, or luring an animal into the lion's cage. They are throwing bait at you. They are throwing it at you. You keep eating. At a point when they believe that they've made enough from you, they will shut down their platform. You will now be saying, oh, had I known. It's the greed that we must address. But at the same time, those who promote them, because these people are the promoters, the EFCC is thinking, okay, if we get hold of these people, they can also help us get to the real people behind it. Because how do you work for someone if you do not know that person, or if you are not paid to do it? So those who are promoting this kind of schemes, they must be arrested, along with the people behind the promoters. They need to be arrested.
Now, talking about the greed, NOA, they have their job cut out for them. To talk about why people should not be greedy.
Why people should run away from this kind of
why
schemes.
People should run away from
enough experience. We have enough experience.
We need to see that.
People have different stories to
Even
tell.
if NOA does that, they will still go for it.
Anyway, you're fine.
So that's why I said before again, the burden is not for government at this point. NOA will do their bit, sensitizing the people. We've seen one, I don't want to mention, one popular one that everybody jumped into.
MMM,
And so,
but this is greater than MMM.
You can see people will still fall into it. People will still need to really.
I want to say, once beaten, twice shy. Once beaten, twice shy.
No, I will not even allow myself to be beaten.
I don't think so.
I won't allow myself to be beaten.
Yes, I understand.
My sense of contentment will not take me to this kind of schemes. Let me enjoy the little that I have.
Exactly. Yes. Well, I've learnt my lessons too. But anyway, Mika, you're smiling.
You learned your lessons.
I've learnt my
lessons. So let those who want to wait for EFCC to do everything for them, let them. There's nowhere in the world where government has been able to solve all the problems.
Absolutely.
Of people. And when people talk about America, like America is a utopia, I talk about the fact that people still sleep under bridges in America. There are still many homeless people in America. Even in the UK, I saw homeless people. I even gave them money. When I traveled in November, I even gave homeless people money. So you don't expect government to do everything for you. You must take responsibility
Responsibility.
for your actions and inactions. You must be ready to take responsibility. You are in charge of your actions and even your emotions. You are in charge. So don't fall into the scheme and then come and blame government later. Government was not proactive. EFCC didn't do its work. Come on.
All right then.
Because when you're cashing out, you didn't blame government.
Totally appreciate you for this conversation. BKO, as always.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Happy weekend.
Exactly. That's it on Journalist Hangout for today and also this week. Join us for another episode of this program. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga Oreshegun. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.